Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about another Switch 2 story actually, and how the Joy-Cons for the Switch 2 still have drift, which is crazy to me because it was a really big problem in the Switch 1 Joy-Cons, and I thought I saw multiple stories about technology to try to solve Joy-Con drift or stick drift in general, and I thought that was a thing, but apparently not for the Switch 2. We're going to be on Dexerto today. It'll be linked down in the description. Thank you to Dylan Horsky for writing this article. The title goes, Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Cons will still drift, but it may be impossible to fix. I don't think it's impossible. I'm pretty sure there is technology that already exists that fixes stick drift, but maybe it's not possible for the Joy-Cons specifically, is what they might be going after here, because the Joy-Cons are specific, because like regular controllers, I'm pretty sure stick drift isn't as big of a problem as the Joy-Cons specifically. I think it's because of how the Joy-Cons were manufactured or created, depending. Just before we continue on into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video, so if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Nintendo is already offering Switch 2 Joy-Con 2 replacements for free amid concerns that there are suffer from the joystick drift from the original version. It is no secret that Joy-Con drift was the biggest issue that plagued the original Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I heard about it a lot. Joysticks in the smaller controller quickly wore out, causing thousands of them to break in the process. Funny enough, my Joy-Cons were never that bad, but to be fair, I also got a Pro controller very soon after and didn't use it very often. So I didn't actually use the Joy-Cons very often. So I guess that's also probably why mine didn't break right away, so that kind of makes sense actually. Nintendo was quick to respond to the issue, however, and set up a program that allowed affected customers to send in their drifting Joy-Cons for a free replacement, assuming the company concluded that the issue was caused by a manufacturing defect and not misuse by the customer. That's true. I mean, how do you prove that? I guess they could see it in the, what's it called, in the, when they open up the controller, they could see if it's the actual stick or not. On Friday, June 6th, just a day after the console came out, it was discovered that Nintendo is already offering free replacements for defective controllers, and teardowns have revealed that the joystick isn't improved much. So this is another tweet that they did. This offering free replacements. I thought there was a patent that Nintendo did recently for Joy-Con specifically. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, or maybe I'm thinking of a different company. I thought I saw a thing about the Nintendo Joy-Cons that they were fixing the drift problem, but I guess it's not. Notably, it's impossible to tell how much of an issue Joy-Con drift will be until more people use the Switch 2 for a longer period, as a single day isn't enough to wear down the controller. That is true. I mean, some people were kind of pushing it. I saw some people playing like Mario Kart World for like 12 hours yesterday. So, I mean, they're definitely pushing it. Nintendo revealed back in April that the new controller doesn't use Hall effect sensors, which would nearly eliminate stick drift issues due to them not having a mechanical point that wears down, but claimed that they have been redesigned from the ground up with better potentio meter sticks. Also, maybe that's what I saw. Maybe that's what I saw, because Nintendo's saying that they're not worried about drift because they're using different things. So they don't use Hall effect sensors. Okay, interesting. According to iFixit, which tore down the controllers to check out the new joysticks, the chances of the Joy-Con 2 having stick drift issues are still rather high. Okay. So this is the video that they made. Unfortunately, they have music in the background, so I can't really play. I don't want to risk playing the audio, but it says Nintendo says the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons are better, but they fixed the stick drift. So that's the Switch 2. They're going to take it apart, okay. New special drivers for Nintendo signature tri-point screws, okay. Dig under the adhesive secured panels for more screws. Disconnecting the battery was easy. Prying it out was difficult. Isoprene alcohol, okay. Even had to call Calvary to figure out how to pry off the shoulder triggers, okay. How do you get to the joystick? There's the trick. Twist the thumb grip, pop a couple of clips. Presto, the stick is out. Okay, nice. So this is the little thing in it. Starting to lose hope. To fix the drift problem, Nintendo would need to use a different kind of sensor than the original Switch. Okay. Most modern joysticks use a pedometer to read the voltage. Okay, so that's interesting. I've never actually seen how that works. The materials wear down over time. Okay, so it still has the problem that it will wear down over time. Oh, okay, so they can't use Hall effect, and TMR sticks are both drift resistant, but they use magnets So that's they interfere with the Hall effect sensor. That's right. So it looks like they're almost exactly the same. Different form factor. Okay. But this is just their initial report. Okay. So, I mean, it seems like they potentially maybe fix one problem, but the problem of it wearing down over time is not fixed, and they can't use the things that are usually better to resist something that have Joy-Con drift or the stick drift in general because of the Joy-Cons connecting magnetically to things, which causes sensor problems with the newer technology. I don't know about newer technology, but the other technology. The decision to use regular sensors on the Switch 2 has left many users befuddled, but there's one major design reason that makes the lack of Hall effect joysticks to make a ton of sense, and that is the magnetic attachment method for the Joy-Con 2. If the Nintendo used Hall effect sensors on the controller, they would likely suffer from interference with attached to the Switch 2 itself. That makes sense. Jury-rigged everything durability tests revealed that the controller is attached to the device thanks to the metal shoulder buttons that attach to the magnetic inside the Switch 2. Yeah, I've seen the durability tests for the Switch, and like the Joy-Cons are very attached. Like you don't have to worry about the magnets ever really losing it as well. And honestly, like I mean, just go to your fridge. Like magnets stay on for a very long time. So like magnets are very durable, but it does kind of suck that it does seem like the Switch 2 is going to have the same problem with Joy-Con drift. Luckily most games you can just buy a Pro controller or something like that. It does suck that the controller that comes with it is eventually going to wear down, but it does seem like it's just going to have regular wear down problems. Because I remember the Switch 1 had really bad Joy-Con drift problems. So this one looks like, at least from my understanding, it's going to have regular stick problems of wear and tear. It's not going to have extra problems, because I feel like the Switch 1, the original Switch's Joy-Cons, like everyone complained about them like wearing down in like a week or a month sometimes. So maybe that will help. And I mean they said that they eliminated the stick drift issue, but I guess maybe they don't that's probably just marketing. Let's be real, it's probably just marketing, because there's no reason for them to say that they will have the same stick drift issue. They've eliminated the stick drift issue that was caused because of the Switch 1 controllers, so that's probably why they can say that and it not be technically a lie, because you're still gonna have stick drift problems, but it's not going to be the same issue. It's going to be a mechanical wear down, because in the iFixit thing they still have the mechanical stuff. So I don't know what they mean by them not having a mechanical point that wears down. Of course it has a mechanical point that wears down. It's always going to have a mechanical point that wears down. Everything that we've ever designed eventually wears down. Like it's impossible for it not to be wearing down at any point. Like it's just not going to happen. I don't necessarily know how that you can say that with a straight face. But I guess this is really a time will tell to see how bad this stick drift issue is going to be for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Hopefully it's going to be not as bad as the original one. And honestly, I don't even see them having the original program for the Joy-Cons replacements as a flag that it's going to be a problem, because Nintendo already had that program for the Switch 1. I don't see it that big of a deal or big of an issue or deal for it just to be the same program but for the Switch 2. Like I don't see that like as a red flag necessarily to think that Nintendo is going to have the same process or thought process of it being a problem, because they just copy pasted the program, it looks like, and that makes sense. It's also a good PR if they do just offer free replacements if they do have manufacturing problems with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. So it's just a copy pasted program. So I don't see that as like being a really big red flag that it's going to be a problem. But I think in a month we're gonna really know if it's a problem. I feel like, at least, because I feel like in the original Switch, some joysticks were dying in like a month, maybe some a week. I feel like the ones that were dying in a week, that might have been user error, because some people were really rough with the Switch initially. So thank you everyone for watching today's video. I'll be keeping an eye on this to see if anything really develops, and I'll report back later. If you like to see that in the future, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. I understand. You just heard my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments below, whether or not you had a Switch 1 and the Joy-Cons were a huge problem. Like I said earlier, mine were never a big problem, but I also used the Pro controller for the most part, so I didn't actually use my Joy-Cons Joy-Cons a lot. Also, honestly, I'm not really a console gamer too much, and I don't use controllers very often. So unless the stick drift for me was insanely bad, I probably wouldn't even notice it. So I'm probably not a good person to have a standard for that, to notice it. So yeah, who knows? If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Technojelly. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.